So he gets out and he goes hand over hand to the back end of the service module into this area, and so I float out, and I'm just lock my feet in the side of the hatch, and I'm just standing there making sure he doesn't get all tangled up. And I look over the hatch. The hatch was open this way, and I'm looking down here, and there is Earth. It's about 180,000 miles away, and just a little thin sliver of blue and white. And I rolled around, and up here was the moon, and it's 50,000 miles away. It was almost full. It was gigantic, and I could vividly see that giant moon over in this point. The sun was up here, and everywhere else was just blackness of space. On the second day of our mission, Mattingly was getting cleaned up. We tried to stay as neat and as clean as possible, but 3 guys in 300 cubic feet for 11 days, no shower, was a little dicey. So anyway, he tried to get cleaned up, and to do that, he had stowed his watch and rings and other things in this little pouch on the side of the spacecraft. So when he started getting dressed again, everything there was there except for his wedding ring. And it had floated out of this little pocket and was somewhere in the spacecraft. And we looked and looked and looked, and we couldn't find it. 3 days later, we were at the moon. This was on the second day of the mission. We were on the moon. 3 days later, we come back, and we join up, and we come back in. He's still looking for this ring. And so during this EVA, we're traveling through space now, probably 3,000 miles an hour. But there's no sensation of motion. So I've been outside. So Mattingly's through with this retrieval of the experiments. And now as the hatch is open, he's up here and he's shinnied out on a 10-foot pole. And there was a little biological experiment out there that he was activating. And his back was to me, and he was just shining in the sun. And you could see his, of course, whole silhouette against the blackness of space. And I'm back in what was called the lower equipment bay. And I'm just watching all this outside, and it was almost mesmerizing. And then I saw this glint of gold, and I looked over, and his wedding ring is slowly floating out the hatch. Man, here it is! And so I reached for it, and I missed it, and I'm wedged in. So by the time I broke loose, it had floated out the hatch. Well, lost in space. And the only velocity that was different than everything else was that little velocity that was taking it out in a radial velocity taking it away, and it was going right towards him. And I started to say, Ken, there's your wedding ring, but he was busy in this experiment and with mission control, so I didn't interfere. And I said, well, lost in space. But the ring hit him on the back of the head. And he couldn't feel it. And when it hit, I said, I was amazed. It took a 180-degree bounce and started coming back towards the hatch. And I waited, and it floated right back through the center of the hatch and right in front of me, and I grabbed it.